Right, guys, welcome to ENNIT MUSH, my NAS new podcast. This is episode 1, so our second try filming it because we messed up the first. We had some technical difficulties, whatever. Didn't really make any sort of proper conversation in the first one.
Waffle,
but yeah, little explanations what the podcast is. Our plan sort of at the start is to literally, I think, go through get a lot of fitness people on because that's our main thing, our main hobby is the gym.
Interest in it.
Yeah, it's the main thing. But we want to literally just dive down every rabbit hole possible eventually, basically. We don't really sort of care who comes on. If you guys want someone on, we'll do our best to try to get them on. Doesn't have to be someone that goes to the gym. But yeah, thank you for joining us on this episode. We're very excited. And we had.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah. If you guys have come from my socials and you don't know how to haven't seen him somehow, because he's literally, you may as well be in my social media account. You're on it that much. As my best mate, go gym with him all the time. And he's just, you'll know to, what do you call it? You'll get to know how much of a just unique individual he is.
Unique character.
Yeah.
Bit strange.
But no, yeah, we're really, really excited. We've got some good guests lined up. It's going to be really fun. We're going to get a huge sign here, so don't worry about that thing. It's going to say ENNIT MUSH, big LED sign. Yeah. It's going to be sick.
And then we're thinking of getting some LEDs
down
there.
LED lights down there, maybe going up the walls or
something. Give the room a bit of character, I think.
Yeah. Definitely. Give the room a bit of pizzazz.
Pizzazz, personalitas.
But yeah, we just thought, if maybe some of you haven't watched some of my videos where I go into how I started the gym or anything like that and sort of how we got into it, I thought that's what we dive into first. So I'll let you take away. I don't know, well, obviously we'll go back and forth.
Yeah.
But what how long have you been going to gym now?
Consistently or overall time?
When did you first start the gym and why did you first start the gym?
I think when I was I was 15, I started with a kid that went to the same school as me. Well, it's like a naughty school.
Yeah.
And we decided to actually at first it was because the guy that owned it, I used to do kickboxing when I was younger, from 5 to about 13.
Okay.
I did that, and the guy that ran the kickboxing ran a gym for a little bit when I got to about 15. So he just kind of told me about it. I turned up, was just benching, bicep curling, typical, disco muscle type thing. Just
disco muscle.
Yeah, curls for the girls type
thing.
Okay,
yeah.
And just did whatever I wanted. Probably just benched and bicep curls. I think that's all I did really.
Yeah.
And then I went for about 6 months. Thought I was massive.
Why did you decide to go in there in the first place? Right, guys, sorry to interrupt your fabulous listening experience. Just wanted to let you know, this stuff right here, more formula, bangarang, juicy pump, 100%, I'm telling you now, the nicest pre-workout and pump product we've ever used in our life. It is juicy. It is going to make you focus. It's going to make you energized. It's going to make your pumps.
It's going to blow your mind.
And if you want to get some, use code BEN15 or code BENR, link in bio or moreformula.com. Copy yourself some. Let us know you got some. If you did, me and Anna are going to send you a picture back of us kissing each other.
But that's not happening.
Thank you very much. And back to the podcast.
Thank you, bye.
Sort of peer pressured a bit.
No, I was always into different different sports. So I've never been someone that did football.
No, neither.
And I did a bit of rugby. I was a little bit of rugby. It weren't really my thing. I'm more of an extreme person. So the first thing I ever did was skateboarding. Bit different in it.
Yeah.
And then I did a bit of BMXing. Then I was a typical scooter kid. But I've always been good at stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas my scooting, I was quite extreme. I could do
put effort into it.
Yeah, I wasn't just one of the kids that just pushed the scooter around like a child. I could do flips and stuff.
Flips and everything,
I was pretty good. And then I guess gym's another outlet. It's something different. I mean, at the time it was when I was 15. It wasn't a big thing. I mean, it was to some people, but it wasn't
even
what
when I was 15 and you're a few years old.
Yeah, yes, it wasn't. Yeah. It's not what it is now.
But people our age.
Yeah, it's not
for a 15-year-old's age. The first thing people want to do when they're 15 now is get in the
go to
gym.
the gym.
Yeah.
And that's because of obviously like on social media, like
TikTok
TikTok
and
and stuff. But back then, like you never see kids in the gym.
No,
Never.
like I remember when I first started saying about it, people's reaction was like, "What are you going to the gym for?"
It was like a boring
weird.
thing.
Yeah, like
old man.
you're weird.
Thing.
Yeah, like why are you going to the gym?
And now
people
it's like
people have this weird misconception in my school as well. They were like, "You're way too skinny to go and lift weights. Like, what are you doing? Like, you need
that's what you go for."
Yeah,
isn't it,
it's just. I remember people saying it. I was just like, and I sort of believed that. I was like, oh, I don't know. Seems fun.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is it's like you're getting bigger and you feel like a bit more confident. And then I think when I kind of like went for a bit and then I stopped, went for a bit, stopped. I've never really trained properly, but every time I did train, I always got bigger instantly, which was like a weird thing. People go, oh, what? Like, you're quite big, like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then when I got to about...
Lift that up ever so slightly. There you go, yeah. That's cool. When
I got to about 18... I like did it consistently. I think like close to when I met you.
Yeah.
18, 19, 20, something like that. We went for like 6 months. And then I stopped and you carried on.
Yeah.
And then it just went from there. And I think the most recent, like obviously gym's like my life now. I'm addicted to it. So also I did powerlifting on and off between lockdowns. Like got really fat, got to about 90 kilos just eating like, I'm talking like 12 sausages, 3 cans of beans, and like thinking that was mint, like eating 4,000 calorie meal, and just turned into an absolute blotosaurus rex, like
blotosaurus rex.
And then I cut down to about 71 kg, and I thought, wow, this is like, I look pretty muscly, but I was like, this is like, it took a while as well, and I was eating a lot, like it lost 20 kilos, so in about what 4 months, something like that, 5 months.
Yeah.
And then now I've just gone up 15 kilos. I'm like running about at 85 kilos. Just like after a first meal, and like I've just kept going up and up and up, and my strength's just been going up and up and up as well.
Yeah, you've had a really good past few months. I mean, like past 6 months to a year sort of thing.
Yeah.
So obviously, I started off going. I think I was 18. I was just about to go on a lad's holiday, so I started. I'd been like a couple times before, but literally a couple. Always like grew up like watching like David Laden stuff, saw his transformation, like just always doing press ups and sit ups. That's all I ever did. And then was like horrifically weak when I went to the gym. I remember like my max was like 35 kg or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally started when I was 18, got back off holiday and was like sort of looking back on pictures, and I was like, well, I do not look as good as I thought I did look.
That's the weird thing, isn't it?
But like even just after that week, like I went to Mali with my mates in the gym. I thought, because this was like a dead gym, so I thought, oh, I look good. I look so much better. And I went there, and like the average of like an 18, 19-year-old, really, when it comes to a place like that, they're pretty hench. Like everyone, they're like a little bit chubby, so they look big.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, like I've got a long way to go. And then I literally stayed pretty consistent. I think completely consistent. Up until COVID.
Yeah.
And then obviously, yeah, every time the gym opened back up, I went straight back in it. But obviously, literally, I think it came to like a total of like 18 months off or something stupid like that.
Yeah, it was
altogether.
Proper shit.
And I didn't train at home or nothing. Literally lost all my weight. Obviously, came back like relatively quickly due to like muscle memory and stuff. But I lost so much weight and so much size, it was crazy. But yeah, we're on like we're grinding right now, and we literally haven't missed the session
and like
since the gym's opened back up.
And it's been good as well. Like we've all like been hitting like stuff we never hit before. I mean, 2 weeks from now, hopefully. Oh no, a week. Well, I'll be like on the second week. So
the week, yeah.
So like a week, and then that week I'm hoping to hit 150 kilo bench press or more.
Yeah.
See what happens. Like,
bang, and people will be listening to that thinking, "What the fuck, 150?"
Yeah, it's pretty mental, isn't it? Yeah, considering we've only been going really for.
And you're 85 kg, not even.
Yeah, and we've only been going. I only come off a cut about 6 months ago, and I mean that's like you just fucking run yourself into the ground, don't you?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
And I've gone from like 100 kg for like 5 reps, struggling at the end, to like I can do like
naturally.
Yeah, that's completely naturally.
Point out, yeah.
Yeah, definitely like 100%.
Yeah.
And I can now do the other week my sets were 4 sets of 6 for 112.5. with 2 to 3 reps in reserve,
Mm.
and I breezed them pretty much, didn't I?
Yeah,
So
it was fast. Yeah, it was impressive. My my relationship with bench press isn't as good as Abs is. I'm like, because of me like being low body fat and stuff all the time, and really struggling to sort of put like weight around my joints. It's like bench press is so fatiguing on my elbows. Like if it's not my elbows, it hurts my forearms. Like it's just doesn't happen. I really enjoy like isolation chest exercises where it's like just
but I
sort of
feel like as
incline
well, your
press.
legs are quite a good strong point for you. Whereas like for like your body weight, I think like what's your max 150, and your body weight what 69, 60, 70? What you on?
Even less now.
Yeah, and
Since I had my surgery, and then before that, remember I was really ill.
yeah.
Literally, I'm like 65 now,
And you struggle because you
and
have
65 was when I hit my all-time
yeah,
PB of 150.
and you got to think as well. You because of your things
Hernia
in the past, Ben's not been able to train as optimally as he wanted to.
to 100%.
Yeah, because of his stomach pains and stuff. So
Yeah,
I think Ben's legs, he's got really good leg genetics.
yeah,
Especially the way your legs blow up as well. It's insane.
yeah. It's hard. It's weird. It's like getting to that point where like it would just be 1 week. I was like, oh my god, this feels amazing. Then the next week, the same weight would like feel just as light, but it would just kill. Sort of in my groin where the hernia was. So it's just like I could never, like, everyone would constantly say, like, oh, what's your plan for the end of the year? And like, what do you want to lift? And I'd be like, oh well, if I get it sorted out, I want to lift this. But it was just getting to the point where it was getting more consistently sore. I had to wait ages to have the operation. I had it like 4 or 5 weeks ago now. Still waiting for it to heal. Literally just going in the gym, just basically standing there, just because I don't want to sit at home and not just
I think
miss
it's
out.
a good thing as well to show other people because they'll see your progress and stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll see the gym. People need to understand, and trust me, yeah, might bench. People might think, oh, 150 kilos, pretty nuts. Like squatting, benching, like it's like people think, oh, that's pretty impressive, but then you don't see the struggle it gets to get to these points. Like it's not just like, oh, I can bench that, I can do this. Like the amount of sessions we have. That we're all the same. Like you see everyone on these social media, but sometimes I go in the session, do one set, and want to leave. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's always, but it is always up and down with fitness, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just got to keep pushing because always a high, isn't there?
Yeah, it's crazy. So what are your goals for the end of the year in terms of squat, bench, and deadlift? Anyway, end of year. What are we now? July, August, September, October, November, December. 5 months. You got?
I think in December I'd like to bench 160 kilos.
That's mad.
I think,
Isn't
it sounds ridiculous. Some people think, oh, it's no way, but
it sounds ridiculous, but
Yeah.
it's not coming from your mouth.
It's a lot of things I've said in the past. Like I want to bench 140. We never think. Even though I'm quite a big believer myself.
Yeah.
Not cocky. I just maybe believe stuff that's quite unbelievable.
Yeah. You never count yourself out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I was surprised when I got 140. I mean, like it went from like 125 a month, and a month I went up to 140. So
Yeah,
it's always
proper
possible.
programming,
You know.
yeah.
And I think that's another thing. Like it's just always push yourself. Don't give yourself a limit.
No.
Because that's a massive factor in my training. Is
Like if I didn't know Ad and he was like, oh yeah, I'm going for 160 kilo PB, and I looked at him and he's got really wide shoulders and everything. I would like, and I didn't know you, I'd be like, oh well, he's not natural.
Yeah.
Like someone say, I'd be like, no, obviously he's not. Do you know what I mean? But you really can't. You can't put a pin on.
You've got to know someone.
Yeah.
So before you accuse someone of anything, you've got to know them as a person.
And it's really crazy to sort of see how far you can go whilst still being natural. And people think that like, oh, I think people see like people like deadlifting heavy, or for example something like that, and they're like, oh yeah, but eventually that's going to slow down, and but some of them like don't look as good. But like the actual extent you can take your body to is actually pretty
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like I know I don't blow smoke at my own ass, keep going on, but like if I bench 160 kilos, I'll be pretty like I am going to be pretty chuffed. Like it's not like it's one of those things like I say most people in the world will never bench 120 kilos. You know what I mean? What I mean? So I'll be pretty chuffed with that. Like you know what I mean?
Sick.
And see how it goes from there. I mean, it's always
deadlift squat.
I'd like to squat by the end of the year, maybe 200 kilos.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got a long way to go. But I think that's a high mark. I'll be happy with 180, by the end of the year. And deadlift, I'd like to deadlift 230, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all going to matter. The only thing, because I've only tried training for my limit max properly on all 3 lifts, the last 3 weeks. So I think once we see what I hit, we'll know.
You'll have a more suitable idea of what.
Because I might pull something out the bag with deadlifts already, you know?
Yeah. That's, I mean, I don't know. Like, I sit here and be like, oh, I want to deadlift this, but at the moment, the rate, like, the healing process is going with this. I genuinely do not know when I'll even, how long it's going to be till I'm back to 100%. But, like, that's what I mean. You don't count yourself out. Like, I've had literally the worst year and the best year in terms of training this past year. Like, I haven't been able to go 100%. I've, like, had constant injuries, constantly been ill, surgeries, like, but still, I've had, like,
and you've still gone every day.
Sick, yeah, I've had,
and you still make
sick progress.
It's not excuses,
really
it's real things that have happened, and you still turned up.
And don't get me wrong, I haven't, like, doubled in size in the past year like Adas, but, like, I'm still getting stronger on everything, and you just gotta go in there, put the effort in.
I think as well, another thing to touch on is, like, well, especially for Ben, like, the stuff we've done this year is pretty mental, like, isn't it? We've gone to, like,
it's been fun.
Weird event, like, not weird event, like, it's been weird, especially for me, because obviously Ben's, like, kind of, like, been in that kind of, like, group type thing for a while, whereas, like, Ben's obviously been nice enough to take me with him to a lot of these events, and it's been, like, surreal to meet some of the people we've met, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's nuts. Like, getting invited, like, by my More Formula to the Fit Expo recently. Like, that's nuts. I've never been invited to a Fit Expo. Obviously, My Protein also invited to their, like, Protein Labs event, and that is just, like, ridiculous. Because, like, I remember starting the gym with Luke and Kobe, and they were, like, and I first posted one of my first transformation videos on TikTok, and it got, like, it's like a back transformation. It got, like, 300k in a day or something. It went on to get, like, 1 million views, and they were like, oh, imagine if you got sponsored by My Protein, or, like, they reached out to you. I was like, yeah, imagine, like, taking the mic, like, genuinely I thought that's not happening. I was like, yeah, imagine, like, and then next thing, like, next year or year and a half, and
well, you're sitting next to Eddie Hall on the sofa,
and, like, the VIP room, whatever it was. It's just crazy, and you honestly never count yourself out. You never know what you're capable of.
And you never know what could happen. You could have the shittest month of your life. It's like in every walk of life, everything you do doesn't have to be fitness. Anything you do in life, you could be have the shittest month of your life, and the next month you don't know where you'd be. So it's just a good thing to say to people, you know, keep pushing, innit?
Yeah, pretty motivational. Open to the podcast, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, isn't it?
So obviously, we're talking. What are your goals in terms of fitness? Obviously, you've gone through bulks and cuts. You've got stronger. You're getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Where you going with it?
Depending on what my physique looks like at the end of the year, because after this thing, I'm not going to concentrate too much on 1 rep maxes and stuff. I mean, I've done it this time. I've always been a person that likes the compound movements and done stuff like that. Yeah. But I think, like, by the end of the year, we'll see how I want to cut down. It's going to have to be, like, in the next, I'd say, few months. I'm going to have to cut down eventually. So I want to see what I look like to see what my physique's going to look like and what my waist can go down to. But I'd like to compete in classic physique. Now, obviously, some people might see what I look like now and say, oh, you know, probably don't, that's not your shape, like, type thing. But it's always when you cut down, and, like, surprisingly, when I cut down, everything goes really tight. It's not
like, I'd be surprised when it said that you've got broad shoulders and small waist and, like, low insert and lats and good, like, quad sweep and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's possible. That's my goal at the moment. I want us to compete in classic physique.
And the base, like, if you were to sort of ever go enhance or anything like that, the natural base you've built, and then to have on that extent of progress that like being enhanced could add. Yeah, you never know what you could look like in a few years' time. It could be, like, just insane. Ridiculous. Yeah, like insane.
I mean, obviously, the goal by the end of it all depends. Like, people obviously have these genetic. I don't know from a professional bodybuilder's perspective of how good my genetics are.
Judge perspective. Like,
yeah. Because, like, I can, like, people see it. I've got I would say I've got pretty like crazy genetics. Put on muscle, like, just doesn't stop. Like, like, I've just everything. Like, when I tend to the mirror at the gym, obviously with a pump though, but it doesn't really matter. I look pretty, like, enhanced. It's pretty crazy, in it. But then
striated shoulders, like striated chest, or like just capped out.
So I just want to see what just
like
see
even
the
people in our gym
possibilities.
come up to you, don't they? And people that we've known for a while and trained with for, like, or sort of they've trained in the same gym as us for a while, like accuse you of it, like jokingly. They don't say you're on this, you're on that, but they're like, come on,
They're trying
then,
to hint the
what are you
answer out of
on?
me.
Yeah, like sort of thing. And then like adds like what's wrong with mum's life? Like there's like not a chance. And then
Yeah,
like, I mean, it's funny. It's a compliment though at the end of the day, isn't it?
yeah.
At the moment.
So that's I think that'll be my goal, just to see how much. I think it's gonna be pretty crazy when I cut down. If I do, but say I'm gonna
Maintain as
yeah.
much muscle as possible.
until December, and then I'll probably cut down near the end of the year. And I think we'll see from there. I think it's gonna be pretty nuts. But
Yeah, it'll be pretty.
what do you think you're like gonna go into after you sort yourself out? And
Yeah, the plan is if I can manage, like obviously not if, but when, touch wood, this is all healed up and I go back to it and I find out that I can go to that intensity without any sort of pain or nothing, and that's obviously one half of the job done. The other half is I struggle with eating so bad because obviously I literally grew up all my life being so skinny. I've never had that appetite ever, so adding that extra meal in when I was like 18 in order to gain like an extra 10 kg or an extra meal and then maybe an extra snack, like that was fine. That wasn't a struggle. But now getting to the point where I can, like, my mind and my body still think it's that little skinny person. So when I'm trying to add an extra 2 meals in, or like 2.5 because one of them's way bigger than they used to be, my body, I'm literally just like, no, can't bother, don't like. But obviously it is like a discipline thing at the same time, but at the same time it's so easy just to not
and it's
eat
so
it.
easy for people to say that, oh, just eat more,
Yeah,
but it's not that easy. It isn't. Like,
no,
I mean, for
I get to the point sometimes where I can't swallow it anymore. I will just gag.
yeah.
Like, and it's like if I vomit, then I've just wasted all that stuff that I've just.
And there's a certain point where you've got to be comfortable doing what you're doing. People say you've got to be uncomfortable, but we're not like at the level where we're gonna, at the moment. You never know what happens in the future. We're not at the moment where we're going to win a world-class title at the end of the year. So you don't need to. What's the point?
You need to get into that rhythm. Some people find it really easy, and some people don't. But yeah, if I can find that rhythm and training's going fine and no injuries, then I'd really like to compete in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be really fun. Especially like you said, like the feedback. Like obviously you can ask for the judges' feedback at the end of every show and stuff. They let you know what you think they should work on. You have like a coach. They think what you should work on is, so it makes training a lot more meaningful, having like that outside eye letting you know, like,
and what
we
would look like in prep. Like that's when you really see people that you can look like absolute crap before you cut. It's like you see a lot of people.
Yeah, you never know what's under that.
Yeah, they could look like dog shit. I mean, if you go on my Instagram, you see my photo from when it was in lockdown,
Yeah.
and you see, and it's like, what the fuck? And
Yeah,
like,
like in the same
you'd
person,
see it,
like,
you'd like that he's got.
You
no
like that
genetics.
fact you look like condensed. You look like short as well. Like
I'm just like that.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like
mess. It's embarrassing.
a mess. But yeah, that's like, I think that basically covered it. Like intro to how we started. Like
where we're gonna go
in the
like
gym, where we hopefully this is going. But in terms of like content creation as well, like say if this was to do really well and sort of other avenues of like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, stuff like that was to do really well, then maybe I'd rethink like if I wanted to do bodybuilding. If my passion wasn't in that, my passion was in more into this, then fair enough. But obviously, literally,
you've got to,
no idea.
At the end of the day, you've got to do what fits what you want to do.
Yeah.
So if you start enjoying something more, you don't you have to do you want to force yourself into doing something you just kind of half-assing.
Yeah.
You've got to pick what you want to do. And
I feel like I sort of owe it to people. That people are always telling me like that you've got insane genetics. Like, please.
Definitely, I think you've got to give it at least a
and then something. Oh, if I don't, maybe it's just like the biggest. Like
Sell
obviously
out.
it's been excessive, but like could be like the biggest waste in history. You know what I mean? Like of a physique. Well, I'm not saying, oh my god, I've got the best physique in history, but you never know. Like you watching now could have the best genetics in the world and not even know it until you give it the chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's nuts. But yeah, we're going to, that was like pretty motivational, wasn't it? In terms of like
pretty
start,
inspired.
pretty euphoric.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going a little more light-hearted. So we were talking like on the way here when we had to film this. We just got back from the gym about like we train the commercial gym, don't we?
Yes, this is a weird commercial gym. It's not like the commercial gyms like
pure gym.
Don't take any offense to any of these gyms. Like the gym group and stuff like this. These are very
No,
commercial. It's like you
not...
walk into a hospital, like it's perfectly clean. Like some gyms
It's a mix.
It's like a commercial.
There's like hammer strengthening machines in there, but there's also like techno gym machines in there.
It's a weird one.
You've got like weird looking bars that you'd find in like someone's garage, but then you've got like Olympic bars.
And the machines are the same as the people.
Yeah.
You get completely one side commercial. They do what they want.
Backflip on the shoulder press.
Yeah, we're not taking away from them. Everyone's got their own goals. So you've got your fitness, the runners and stuff like that.
Calisthenics, yeah.
You get your ones that go on the boxing bag and they're just there to be at the gym, And then there's no in between. And then it's just straight bodybuilders.
Yeah, and you've got like literally professional bodybuilders there.
Yes, yeah. Like Joe Ballinger, Adam Ballinger, they train at some gyms now and again. See them sometimes.
And there's a lot of
aspiring bodybuilders as well.
There's a lot of professional women, a couple women's bodybuilders that go there as
well.
Yeah,
there's an IFBB Pro, isn't there?
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. Yeah, but we train there, so we've seen some like weird shit. Telling the story about the guy with the weights when you guys were at the front of the weight room.
Oh, so I mean, it's a typical thing, isn't it? In the gym, you get people with egos and stuff like that. And there's obviously me and my mate Che, we were at the front of the dumbbell rack, and like I'm not an egotistical person, even though people might come across that. I'm not at all, and like, I'm quite like to myself when I want to be.
Yeah.
Whereas like this guy, he walks in front of us. He was definitely like on the fucking Sazul, you know what I mean? I'm not just accusing him. Like he's got like on his back, shoulders, like
he's got like veins bulging out of his nose.
Yeah, basically. And like we sat down at the front. Bearing in mind we picked this, and this is a thing for people: don't let people bully you, no matter where you are, because just stand up for yourself, And we've sat down.
And so you got a weapon.
Yeah.
Leave it.
Yeah, just probably don't. Just
leave
laugh,
it.
like. And usually, if they've got veins popping out of the neck, you probably shouldn't say anything either. But I just sat down, and he had heavy weights than me. This guy walked past, and he starts mumbling, "Oh, what are you doing?" Oh, blah blah blah, under his breath. But it's real weird. He weren't talking to us. He's like looking away, clearly talking to us though. I was like going, "Oh, I've got heavier weights. I shouldn't have to walk to the back. Why does it matter? Like, it's not your fucking gym, is it?"
No.
And then obviously, like, I turned around and he kept staring at me, so I just kept staring at him back. And then eventually, like, he goes, "What the fuck are you staring at?" So I said,
and this guy's massive, taller than us.
I'm only like 5'8", but I've just got a bad like anger problem. That's the problem. I'm not gonna just not. I wasn't acting hard. I just wasn't gonna. I just don't have that thing.
You're gonna let someone say something.
Yeah. So I just thought. I walked up to him and said, "I'm staring," and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, you keep chatting shit under your breath, like, and keep saying stuff about me, like,
what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do about it?" Like, and then he went, "Oh, I'm really sorry, mate. I wasn't looking at you. I didn't say anything under my breath, even though you walked past 3 times doing it.
Yeah.
So, don't matter how big they are, they still could be a big bitch."
Bigger they are, how they fall, is what they say, don't they? It's the thing though in the gym. A lot of people start because they're skinny and they're insecure, and they're underneath all this muscle. Some people are still this little like.
And it's not even that. Like, we don't want to seem like a dickhead. I wasn't going over to be a dickhead. And it's not a story of how to be a dickhead.
No, yeah, he was ruining your session. He was staring at you, mumbling stuff at you, getting in your head. It's annoying.
And
it is annoying.
I think when you go to the gym, you need to leave your ego at the door. That's what we're saying. Like, leave your ego at the door, enjoy yourself, be yourself. That's the main thing. Don't go in there being a dick to people. Everyone's on their own thing. Just let people be, and especially if you're thinking of starting a gym, don't be
afraid to. Yeah. People think, "What's he doing?" People ain't looking at you in the gym. Honestly, maybe one person if they've got some sort of weird staring problem, but honestly, no one.
And mostly the people you think, that ones that will judge you the most are the ones that will help you the most.
Yeah.
So
biggest people are always literally the most helpful.
If you think about starting a gym, do it.
Yeah, 100%. Let us know if you do. Keep us updated.
Give us a little journey.
Do you want to? We spoke about it. Do you want to tell the story of you getting chased home the other week?
Oh yeah, this is actually interesting. Isn't it? So.
Paint us the scene.
This is pretty crazy. Like,
Ad is a master with his words, by the way. He's like literally the modern day Shakespeare. So I'm going to let you enjoy this. Articulated, just
genius,
of excellence.
No, this is gonna be right. This is gonna be the worst story you probably ever heard. Displaying, but here we go. Like, left the gym, absolutely cracked out on pre-workout.
Cracked out.
Yeah, like
more formula, surging through the veins.
And like, I'm quite adrenaline person. So I was like driving home anyway. And this car, we've got basically, it's not, I wasn't doing anything illegal. Like, I was just, there's this little overtake bit. There's 2 lanes. So I've got in this car, they're going.
Yeah, it's like off a traffic light, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's a huge long road, but it's from 2 roads. So
yeah,
the road merges
splits.
into
You're
one.
supposed to be able to
It's got an arrow to overtake.
Yeah, and these people were going about 10 miles per hour, 15 miles per hour in a 40 or 40, something like that. Anyway,
It's either a 40 or a 30. They're going
something like that. So I overtook him anyway, and he's just decided to speed up, right? Which I'll explain to you why he's done this, because it's quite obvious. But anyway, he sped up trying to race me. So I'm like, well, I've got to overtake him because I'm gonna like go into the other lane. I wasn't trying to race him, so I was
cars behind.
Yeah, kept going. Anyway, I've got past him, and didn't think nothing of it. Carried on driving, and I heard him beeping. So I thought, oh, he's just saying like, oh yeah, well, like
fair enough. Yeah, seen a bit.
And then I'm like, went round, gonna go pull into the garage. And bear in mind, I'm not a nervous person, but it was a like blacked out Audi A3, A3, and I couldn't see a thing.
Yeah.
And they're like ramping up behind me and flashing their lights and stuff. So I thought, oh, they might just want to race me. And then we got to Yesso, and I was going to turn in. They indicated.
It's a petrol station.
Yeah, so they were indicating as well. So I thought, oh, I might be getting followed here. So I've obviously kept I thought I'll just keep going. So I kind of thought, oh, this is a bit weird.
It's dodgy, yeah.
So I carried on, went down this left road, and I've kind of like went down a private road, and went for it. You know what I mean? And they've still carried on chasing me.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my god, like
who's in this car?
Yeah, well, they could be like 5 guys, like you don't know what they're up to. It's quite late. Like it must be like 8, not late, but 8 o'clock. Like what are they doing? Got to a roundabout, went down another private road really fast, kept really going fast, and then I went down another road. And they're still following me, bearing in mind, flashing me and stuff. And I thought, oh, like, here we go.
Yeah, that's just been like 5 minutes now.
Yeah, chasing me. I'm like, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm like.
You're thinking either this is like undercover police or it's like some lunatics.
Yeah. It could be like just a group of like 5 people just jump out and just smash my head in like through the window and stuff. But I would like to think I got a bit about me, so I thought like, oh, just drive it. And I was thinking about it. Then I tear down my road. There's like they've obviously pulled up behind me on my outside my house.
Your house. Yeah.
So like I've thought, like I'm gonna have to fucking do something here. Like I've got to pull something out the back. Like I thought this is it. Like it could be like someone stab me or something.
Yeah.
So obviously I've seen like someone jump out of the car. So I thought, right, that's it. I just got put my seatbelt off, and then they got this guy. He's like weren't big. He's like fat pretty much, like, and he didn't really look that intimidating. And he starts walking up to the car. So, and by that point I'd lost it. Like it wouldn't matter if there's 5 people. I was in that road where I was just gonna do something.
Ad's got like major ADHD, so once he's in the zone he's like he's lost it.
It wasn't like I was acting. I just didn't want to like. I just thought, well, this is I'm gonna do
just
something.
Span your brain out that much. You just went into fight or flight, like.
Yeah, and he's like walked at the car, so I opened the window. I was like, what's going on? And then he went, don't you ever. And I just fucking lost it at this point. I've jumped out the car, basically ran at him and said, what? Like basically I said, don't you ever fucking follow me back to my fucking house again. And then he's like, yeah, like and he started going on like he's got his kid in the car, right? Which bearing in mind, right? this people go, oh, that's why he's got angry then. But I've overtook him safely. I wasn't racing him. He decided to put himself in danger by racing me
and his kid's life in danger,
and chase me all the way home. Bearing in mind, like all you need to do is I
remember Ad saying to me that you had a good point, because you were like, so Ad does scaffolding. He had like a big tipper, which basically he had like loads of poles on the back, metal poles.
And
he was like, he was seconds away from thinking, I'm gonna have to pick a tipper. Sorry about that, we literally cut off. Yeah, so he's chasing you, but he's saying, oh, you my kid's in the car. And so Ad's literally, I remember Ad saying to me, he was like, because Ad does scaffolding, he's got like loads of poles in the back of his like work van and stuff. He was like, because he just gets unbelievably angry, he's just like, I'm gonna just have to drive home and just grab a metal pole.
Well, that's what I think. Like anyone that's in that situation,
anyone, just trying to think, what's at home, what can I grab?
Yeah, because like bearing in mind, like I know people probably think, oh yeah, it's a bit like, but you don't know who's chasing you. You hear a lot of these stories, don't you? Like could have been 5 guys wanting to fucking hurt someone. Do you know what I mean? They could have jumped out of hammers, anything. So it was pretty crazy. Like, and then obviously it wasn't. Blah blah. Had a massive argument with him in the middle of the street, and I like basically told him what I thought of him. And then I did apologise for his kid being in the car, even though I shouldn't really. I said, oh, I do apologise for that, but it's not really my problem. You decided to cause this situation. And and then as he drove off, I said, come back without your girlfriend, I'll fucking smash your head in, basically. Lost, and he never came back. Like,
never came back, so weird, isn't it?
But it's a pretty funny, cool story to tell because people, it's nuts. Like that is a bit nuts. Like
Yeah.
I've never in my life thought that someone's going to
I'm gonna
chase
just,
me.
or like thought, oh, I'm gonna follow this person home.
And the
Like,
thing is, you don't. He could have been chasing anyone home. Like I could have been like an absolute psychopath killer,
Yeah.
and they could just killed all the people in the car.
yeah.
Or like, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
some
yeah.
nutcases. Like you just don't know, do you? So yeah, you got like, yeah, it's pretty nuts.
It's just weird, isn't it?
It is weird. Yeah,
That's got some funny stories. I'm sure we'll get into them in like different episodes of the podcast. Like,
it's getting
just-
into some weird situations.
odd situations. The next thing I've got down on my notes is obviously new to this, so we've like planned out the episode a little bit what we want to talk about. I haven't obviously spoke about it beforehand, but said, oh, let's talk about this. New trend going around TikTok, social media, everything. Optimal training. You shouldn't do lat pull down. It's not for your lats. It's for your upper back. You shouldn't deadlift. It's bad for your back. Doesn't build a good back. Anything. It's not optimal.
Who said this?
Don't do it. Millions of people.
Yeah, these
Millions of people. You should only do single arm lat pull downs to develop the lats. You should only do converging tricep press to target the triceps. Like this. No, seriously, this is a cult thing. Like this is like you post a video lat pull down. This is my back workout. I do in the lat pull down. Thousands of comments. Doesn't work your lats though. Not optimal. Not optimal. It's the thing. Not optimal.
Right, I've seen a few. I don't really use. I do use TikTok, but I'm not like an avid user where I don't really have time to use it. But when I have looked, I've seen like a few guys. I've seen this one guy. Don't know what his name is. I don't know if like people recognize who it is, but he gives like these scientific explanations of why you shouldn't do stuff.
Oh yeah. But that's your. I think you're talking about JPG. By the way, I'm not referring to. Oh, we don't like JPG. His version of optimal training. We're just giving our opinion on this whole wave of you shouldn't do something unless it's scientifically optimal.
Yeah, this scientifically optimal. I'd say it's scientifically bullshit. Like, I mean, that's my. I don't give like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've done multiple things. People say you shouldn't bench press for a big chest, but then I've ended up having quite a big chest. I'd say. Like,
yeah.
And yeah, it's not optimal, right? But then it's not. Training's not right. You need to understand that training's not about what's optimal all the time. Do what you enjoy. If you enjoy deadlifting, deadlift. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. If you don't enjoy bench pressing,
Go on Ad's Instagram or my Instagram. Look at our physiques or whatever, or look at all these past bodybuilders in the past, like previous Mr. Olympias. I wouldn't say. I don't think I've ever had a workout that you could describe as scientifically optimal.
Yes, you can't. It
is mental. Honestly, if you're one of those people that preaches, like, you go on someone's comments and you go, you're not, that's not optimal, da 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 da, and you haven't been training for at least like 1 or 2 years hard, and you haven't gained like an absolutely substantial amount of muscle practicing that thing for 2 years, and you've gained by training optimally.
Yeah, unless you're living proof.
Yeah, no, unless you've gained optimally in 2 years what should have taken you 10. Shut the fuck up. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't
it's so
stop
weird.
comment on people what you should do. Like, they can do what the fuck they want, and you can do what the fuck you want. And optimal is bullshit. I'd like to see the physiques of these people that are commenting this stuff.
Yeah.
They're these scientific people, yeah, that sit there and do like aerobics. You know what I mean? And then want to be a bodybuilder. Like, you've got to train hard and like be a bit brutal, you know. It's not a bloody like it's fine art, like that's what they're trying to make it to be, you know. But if you want to build a big,
it's iron, it's rough and it's gnarly, it's not optimal. Let's not change it.
It's like, oh yeah, but you could train like 4 to 5 reps before failure if you trained optimally and feel the muscle and stuff, but you'll train like a bitch, and your physique will show it. It will. Check these people's physiques. I say, okay, not everyone. I'd say 99% of these people that are commenting this stuff on these other people's, it's not hate towards you, like, but your physique's probably not what you think it is, or you're not better than the person you're commenting on.
It's just human nature, isn't it? Like, you get people
Keith
slagging
big
off.
Massive thing is Keith West. I don't know if a lot of you seen him, but he deadlifts all the time, and and his back's probably the best natural back I've ever seen in my life. So go tell him that it's not optimal.
Well, it's like human nature in it, or it's become sort of like accepted in society to, like, for example, slagging off a football player for not doing one in a football match, even though you couldn't do it.
Yeah, you're not even like in the B team at school.
Yeah, and it's like you ain't even thought about
But you're like
getting on the
slagging,
reserves.
yeah, you're like slagging off Rashford
Yeah,
for
it's
doing
like
something
that's
wrong.
the
It's
thing. Like if you're seeing someone that's not trained optimally, and they're bigger than you, there's no need. Okay, you can maybe go, oh, you could. This is a little bit better for you. You might find this might activate the muscle more. Da 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 da. But great physique, like you're smashing it. Have a nice day. Cool.
But the other,
But if you're like that isn't optimal and that's not
You're
the
being
way
a
you should be
hater.
training, and yeah, you're being a hater. It's just really weird. I don't get it. You don't need to You honestly do not need to train optimal. I probably the most when I first started that first year, and I put on like 15 kilos of body weight. I was probably the least optimal person on the planet
yeah,
in terms of the way I
like
trained.
meal deals and 1.5 litre bottles of Coke every day. Do you know what I mean? I still built like an all right physique.
Yeah, it's not, honestly, don't worry if you're someone starting the gym and you're getting seriously confused by all these people like saying like, oh, this is optimal, this isn't optimal, but then you've watched all these YouTube videos of people doing the complete opposite and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to train that way, or that doesn't feel as nice as this non-optimal exercise. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Do what you like. I'll tell you now, this is the only optimal is what is optimal for you.
Yeah.
So
And I wouldn't
if
say
it
it's
feels good for
optimal,
you,
like-
so if the lat pull down feels good and you're getting a massive lat pump and your back's getting bigger and your lats getting bigger, that's optimal for you.
Yeah, don't stop doing it because someone tells you.
Yeah, pick an exercise that you like, pick a few exercises that you like, optimal or semi-optimal scientifically.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
smash it.
go tell Ronny Coleman that he wasn't trained optimally, but he won like multiple Olympias in a row and was the best
8.
bodybuilder you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And like deadlifted with like almost probably a rounded back and like squatted for like 2 reps of 800 pounds. Like, and
Yeah.
that's not your scientifically optimal, but
No.
he was 10 to 20 times bigger than you'll ever be. So you can't, it's just a silly
Yeah, but then
argument.
get the argument, oh, he's on steroids though.
Yeah, I mean, this is just ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, you jump on steroids and do the same thing as him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's in a wheelchair now, but he like did what he wanted to do in life. So I'm not going to go into a massive rant, but I just if you're a scientific, optimal person, like
Yeah.
keep your opinions to yourself, like everyone else does.
Keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's another thing. Like, what is sort of your opinion on like this like stigma that a lot of people go around with, like, oh, this person's unnatural. That means their physique ain't really that impressive.
Yeah, that's just another like stupid argument, isn't it? Like, there's a lot. I'd say there's more people in your gym that are on steroids than not. Well, probably not, but that sounds a bit ridiculous. But a lot more than you think.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of them have terrible physiques. And
a lot of people you look up to who are saying they're not on steroids
100%
are.
are. And then a lot of these people you see in the gym, they're probably on them. You don't even know because their physique's so shit. That's the truth. It's true,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like,
Yeah, a lot of people, especially like 30 to 40-year-old men that are in the gym, have just like not been able to do it their entire life, so they've decided to jump on like Dianabol or something,
and if they're
they
like,
just look like shit. You can't, honestly, it's not a magic pill, it's not some matrix,
no
like,
way.
and people seriously need to stop taking away from people that do it. It's enhanced because you're enhancing the results you get
Yeah,
off
you're
hard
giving your
work
body more
and
opportunity to grow.
dedication. Yeah.
But you still got to train.
Yeah.
If you take steroids, right? Yeah, there's these like studies that people that took steroids for 4 weeks didn't train, but they put on a bit more muscle mass, right? It's probably weight and stuff like that, right? But then if you take them, right, and you train shit, you get shit results.
Yeah.
It's the same as train naturally. Your body doesn't just go, oh shit, like,
No.
can't wait to.
Like, it's like when we went to train with Marvin Bean and Conor Launder. Like,
they train harder than us.
they train, it's not even the word harder than us. Like,
Yeah.
just stupid. It felt like I was just running through a constant brick wall, just like
you
the
think
whole
you look
session.
at Marvin and you think, yeah, but he's on steroids. But if you see how he trained, I could say he could go a natural, and he could go back to natural.
Still be 10 times bigger than
Yeah, his
most
physique would still be
people out there.
insane.
Yeah.
Like-
The way that some of these people train is absolutely off the charts, and then people need to start giving credit for them where credit's due. But that's another thing. But yeah, that's our little
That's our little pet
take
argument.
on it, isn't it? That's our little take. I don't think people should be
Controversial.
yeah, just
things
enjoy
going on.
training, enjoy yourself, let other people enjoy themselves. Don't put other people down. That's the goal of this podcast. Spread positivity. Have fun.
Yeah, have a laugh.
be
Like
funny,
that.
Have a laugh.
That's a good point. I'm going to say, like, it's like we're
Life's
going to
too
bring
short.
to light, I think, where a lot of people shun away from answering these things and don't want to say,
Yeah.
and we're not going to be like dickheads about stuff, but we're good. I think we've got pretty true opinions on stuff, and where people won't say, like, you know what I mean. I think you just got to do what you want to do. I know you see a lot of these things like be you and be that. But we're not saying like this. We're trying to like talk you into like David Goggins or whatever his name is. You know what I mean, but we're just telling you that stop TikTok and stuff is good. And then it's like a curse in disguise, because these new guys that are trying to train, like they're reading all the stuff to go into the gym and they're doing like behind the back lat suplex arm pulls, you know what I mean? And it's like, just do a fucking lat pull down. Just do a deadlift. Just do a shrug, you know? Just do it. It doesn't need to be thought about too much.
No.
So yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? I asked on my Instagram yesterday night, send me in some questions. So we've got some here. I'll pull some up now. Thank you to people that sent them in, by the way. And if you do want send in a question for like next episode or whatever, whenever we have guests on, send them into the Instagram or pop them in like the YouTube comments or whatever.
Little suggestions of what we could do next as well.
Yeah, definitely. Anything you want us to talk about or anything like that, even if it's like a huge discussion or something, like anything, we'll think about it and see how it goes. First one, this is obviously directed at me. Says he just put last year's cycle. That's what he put. So, but people don't know, when I think, I don't know how long I was into TikTok, 8-9 months. Basically, like I've always wanted to be a professional bodybuilder. So I was like, right, I'm doing it. I'm gonna go enhanced. Like, this is it now. I'm gonna, like, in the next 2 years, I'm gonna be like absolutely on top of the world, like huge, like loving life. And I convinced myself, and I did ample amounts of research, reached out to like loads of different people in order of a way of me doing it extremely safely. I didn't just hop into it out of nowhere.
For it, like.
Yeah, like I literally went through like a year of just research on all this stuff. But yeah, so then I started a cycle. It was testosterone, really low dose, but I was like, I'll start off with this. That's obviously like what most people start off with. And then 3 weeks into the cycle, I fell off my moped, got injured, battered my knee, was in crutches, leg brace.
Yeah, but just let me say, he's just tried to drive to London on a ped. Like, from where we live, it's about 2.5 hour drive. I mean, in a car, and he's just thought I'd jump on a ped, like a little, was it 50cc or a 125, and just thought I'd just drive down the back lanes. Like, I mean, no normal, sensible person would do that, would they? Come on. So, like, I mean, he's gone. It
was a once in a lifetime opportunity, mate. I literally just got invited to this group chat with all these massive influencers, and they were like, "Yeah, why don't you come down to London?" No one could take me. I was like, "I'm fucking not missing out on this. I'm driving my pet."
So he jumps on a two-wheeled piece of junk and drives into a bush.
It's not a piece of junk. For a start, I didn't drive into no bush. Some absolute knob almost cut me off, and I swerved, hit the curb. All right. Anyway, yeah, 3 weeks into the cycle. Anyway, bandaged up, battered, literally scraped head to toe, bruised head to toe, couldn't train at all. And I literally made the decision. I was like, there's no point me continuing this cycle to only be able to train upper body. I want my legs to grow proportionally as well, so I stopped. And bearing in mind, before this, all my TikTok comments were like, hop on cycle, you'll look insane, you'll look crazy, you should definitely do it, you'll be the next blah, 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 blah. And I was like, this is sick. I've got a community that wants me to do it. This is amazing. This is going to be like Ben's Natty journey, and everyone's gonna like, it's gonna be like crazy. And obviously everything changed as soon as I hopped on. It was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're too skinny to do this, you're that. And obviously that's just like human nature. People love to hate. So I was like, fuck, I've really like fucked this up here. I was like, I can't train, and people are now hating on me that I'm doing it when they were showing me so much love before. And I was like, fuck. But yeah, at the end of the day, literally, it was almost, I think it was just over 3 weeks, coming up to like 4 week cycle. And if you obviously know anything about sort of like testosterone and cycles and anything like that,
not just like,
if you actually know, you'll know that that's nothing. You're basically just about to break the ice of starting the phase of becoming a natty. Like you're gonna start getting stronger. You're gonna see size. I didn't get to that phase, unfortunately. But yeah, I didn't get to that at all. So basically, lost my natty card after literally just gaining no unnatural progress at all, which wasn't fun. Basically, just shut down my natural testosterone and had to get it restarted again. So basically, just a massive waste of time. And if you're gonna do something like that, my advice to you would be obviously do all the research before, make sure you want to do it, and stay safe in your day-to-day life so you don't fuck it up. Because obviously I do massively regret it now, but then I sort of think, oh, everything happens for a reason. I probably wouldn't be doing this right now.
It's just another thing, like, shit happens, isn't it? And
yeah,
like,
exactly. But yeah, my plan isn't, if you like want to go more in depth into it, I'm not like going to stay here and say I plan to be Natty for the rest of my life now, from now on, or I plan to go on cycle. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I've always been open and honest, and especially on this podcast, I'll be as open and honest as I possibly can. So if I decide to in the future, I'll let you guys know. But as of now, it's been ages. It's been like...
That's true.
Over a year?
Coming from your man.
Has it been over a year?
Yeah,
over a year. Over a year now. And yeah, but obviously, still people like to talk about. But yeah, and it was in Joe Faze's video. Shout out Joe. He asked me at the expo if I was Natty or not, and I said no, obviously, because I wasn't going to lie. But this was a couple of weeks after I had my, or about a month, 2 months after I actually injured myself, and I looked like shit because I hadn't been able to train, and it was a bit like everyone was like, "What the fuck? He's not Natty. Like, what's he on about?"
Yeah.
So yeah, there's the explanation. If you guys didn't know, a bit of a annoying situation, but also
It's what it
doesn't
is,
really, it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. But there, this is a little funny story actually about that. When I went to meet up with James and Sam in Loughborough. You guys might know them off TikTok. TikTok. Yeah, James Beardwell, Sam Goatlifter. So I don't actually know his second name, to be fair. But anyway, went to meet them at uni. Went out one night, and like obviously uni is like my age demographic. Like those people there are like what make up most of my videos. Yeah. And a lot, like, there was a few people that recognized me. We went out on a night out drinking. There were a few people that came up to me and they're like, "Oh, you're so and so," like whatever. And then there's one guy that came up and he was like, he said, tapped his mate, and he's like, "He's on roids." He's like, "You're the roid head, ain't ya?" And I was like, and I just ignored him. He's like, "Yo," I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "You're the roid head, ain't ya?" And I was like,
that's the typical thing, isn't it? It's like,
I was just like, "Oh, fuck off, roid
head,
come on." Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like, yeah, sure, roid head. Like,
because you know, because they know what
I played basketball once, and I'm a professional basketball player.
Yeah, it's
apparently.
ridiculous.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's a funny little story about that. Just thought you'd chuck that in there. If you're out there listening, fuck you. But yeah, this guy said, "What's the most effective method of cutting while still at school?" I saw this earlier, so I'll give a little bit of an answer. You can obviously check, dive in as well.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm a little bit confused because, like, what's the most effective way of cutting while still at school? And I think in school, you're trying to cut. That's probably like one of the most easy environments you could possibly cut. And you're at school. You've more than likely got someone making your meals at home, or you're buying food at school. You're doing a lot of exercise with the PE and stuff like that.
You're young as well, so like fat doesn't. Well, it's a lot easier to lose, I think, when you're younger.
Yeah. So my advice would be, if you're in school and the reason you think you might be gaining weight is because you're snacking a lot, or you're having sugary stuff, just cut it out, or don't cut it out and have like zero sugar drinks, or sort of just less snacks. Just don't be like peer pressured by the people around you. Just because your mates are eating loads of snacks and eating whatever they want and they're not suffering weight gain from it, doesn't mean that you should feel down about it by not being one of those people.
And another thing is as well, like obviously his goals are aligned to what he wants to do, so he's obviously looking for an opinion. But like, you're young as well, so don't pressure. If you're not enjoying it, don't do it, because you are young. Like you're still in school. I mean, you should be enjoying your school life as well. Do you know what I mean? So don't.
I think literally, if you want to continue that lifestyle of like maybe whatever it is that's causing you to be at uncomfortable weight that you're at, just up the amount of physical activity you do. Go on a run a couple of times a week, or a walk, or a swim, or
got your mates and play a bit of football.
Go out with your mates, just up the physical activity. And if you really want to take it to that next step and you think you're really sort of dedicated individual, you can download like MyFitnessPal, and just like when your mum's cooking or your dad's cooking or whatever it is,
just ask
whoever it is, just say, "Yeah, can I look? Can you weigh it out, or can I see what you're cooking so I can maybe scan the barcode and estimate how many calories I'm having, so I can sort of stay within a range." It's
probably the best idea for someone that's young, because they'll be more into stuff like that.
And it's quite cool as well. It's quite fun. It's like a little game, like what have I eaten today, that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely either up the physical activity or just say, or like honestly, just your whoever sort of looks after you will really sort of respect you being honest and mature by saying like, look, I'm not comfortable with the way I'm at the moment. I want to cut down. Can you allow me to do that by letting me you let me know what we're eating, or even take that next step and letting me, you tell me how much you're giving me in terms of weight of the food and stuff. But yeah, it depends sort of how full on you want to be with it. On one end of the spectrum, you can literally just cut out a little bit of snackings or do a little bit more exercise. And the other end, you can literally go, right, that's it. I'm not eating like shit anymore. I want to track what I'm eating, and I want to be like the best version of myself.
Yeah.
But don't rush into anything.
Don't think too much into it. Yeah.
No, it's just definitely enjoy yourself. And just
because that's one thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Younger years, you want to enjoy them because quicker. The older you get, the quicker they go, right?
Yeah, they do. Definitely get out there, smash it, enjoy yourself. I mean, honestly, I'm sure that there's fine. Yeah, there's a million people out there in your situation.
Especially if you're still like growing up. Like you might just shoot up and get taller and lose weight anyway. So.
Yeah. And it could be the case if you're saying you just want to cut, like you're actually like an avid gym goer and you're just saying like, oh, I want to just cut down a bit. Then my advice would be just stick to a sort of regimented eating routine, and if you're not losing any weight within that week or the weeks to come, then think, okay, I'll cut back on a little bit of something and just see what the weight looks like every now and then, and just don't just snack on pointless shit at school. Like remember, like energy drinks and sweets and stuff are absolutely loaded with calories, so be careful when it comes to stuff like that.
100%.
Next one, we got dream sponsorship deal. So I'm gonna split this into two questions. Yeah, so two little segments. Obviously, I'll let you answer first and I'll answer after. Dream sponsorship for you as a person on like social media, and let's say dream sponsorship for the podcast.
For me as a person, it's hard because obviously I'm quite into my fitness, or I'm quite into like my gaming as well. Mm-hmm. So me as a person,
let's say fitness.
Okay, that's easier. Yeah, so. I think my dream sponsorship for fitness. Whoa. I mean, more formula, little sponsor.
Let's say like we're talking about clothes.
Yeah, so clothing
brand.
I'm not really like, I know like this is like a massive brand, and I've probably got like half their clothes in my thing. But like Gymshark, I mean that'd be pretty cool to get sponsored. But then it's not really aligned for bodybuilding. So I mean like maybe like 1RM, or Gasp or something like that. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, they're not massive, like they are big, but they're not these massive commercial brands. But in my opinion, that's what I quite align with, that type of clothes line. I like to wear oversized stuff, so that would be pretty cool. Podcast wise, I'm quite a techie person. I like my gaming. So
me and Ada literally like. We love gaming. Like we are massively avid gamers, and I'm thinking about like maybe us streaming on Twitch at some point and playing some games. If you guys really enjoy the podcast and want to see like just more of us just having fun, being idiots, but yeah, honestly, any game we've tried it.
Yeah, definitely, and we've got good opinions. We're not just like gamers that like just play now.
Yeah, we're not casual gamers. So we're playing competitively. Yeah, competitive, ranked. If there's money to be won, we're going to try and win it.
I'm sure a few people have heard you probably might recognise the voice of me swearing and shouting at you
down the mic.
So
where are you?
So it might out me on here.
Yeah.
But I think, like we were talking about this in the gym, so we like Bremen's HyperX because
it's really weird because I said about this in the gym the other day, and someone said it on the question, so I thought may as well.
I think like I mean any big brand with game. I mean any
but for the podcast I'd be happy with.
I think like Logitech, HyperX, they're the main ones. Like these are the twos I would want, either or. I mean, anyone that wants to sponsor us, we're up for like.
We'll smack your logo over every corner of the wall, mate.
My head if you want,
I'll wear literally HyperX across my forehead if I have to. Yeah, get it done. Sort us out. But yeah, I think in terms of me, honestly, and this isn't just saying it because I'm wearing their clothes right now. Code BENR 37% off. Like. It's always been my protein for me. Like I grew up sort of admiring sort of the Gymshark athletes, but it was never like, for me it was the term like affordability. Like I could never sort of afford to get myself Gymshark clothes, and I wasn't about to ask people around me to get them for me either because I knew they were expensive. So it was never sort of crossed my mind. But always when I first started the gym, and sort of just leveling up through TikTok and stuff, it was always my protein. So like maybe in terms of dream sponsorship to maybe get involved with them more. And
actually,
develop like a
that's
better
one thing.
relationship with them.
It's like my protein actually, a lot of their new stuff is like,
It's getting so much better.
it's so good. Like, I mean, the
It's-
shorts,
yeah.
like the oversized tops they're wearing. I've
Yeah.
got actually a lot of my protein stuff, and I wear it all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It's definitely an upcoming brand for more into the bodybuilding and fitness
yeah.
side, and they've definitely evolved into.
And the scale of stuff they
it's
do
crazy.
is mental. Like in terms of like them sending me free stuff out every month, like the stuff I'm able to get and not actually have to spend money on normally is so banging. And obviously I owe it all to you guys watching, so like obviously thank you a lot for that. But yeah, in terms of like dream sponsorship, like I've got it really. Like I'm affiliated, I'm not sponsored, so let's say dream sponsorship would be my protein to sort of like get a wage
Be
from
fully
them.
an athlete.
Yeah, fully an athlete, sort of benefit them as well as them benefit me at the same time. I think that'd be absolutely sick. And in terms of podcast, I love HyperX that I've got. Obviously, I got the HyperX mic. Me and I got the HyperX mics for the podcast. I've got their headphones and stuff. I really like HyperX, and I just don't like their audio mics are like so good. So I think I'd go for something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do chairs and stuff. Maybe we'll send us like a custom chair out or something. Get us some absolutely sick gaming chairs. Like,
Yeah, if anyone's watching it, like they think,
you work at HyperX or your dad owns HyperX or something.
Wink, wink. Sort
Nudge,
of.
nudge. But yeah, no, definitely something like that. It'd be sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Imagine.
definitely.
Right, last one. What do you think? Last one I've like picked out, you know what I mean? What do you think about calisthenics? I'll let you go first this time.
Oh, that's a hard one for me because like I think Ben would be a better question to ask this about. I don't know if you're into calisthenics. No, am I just thinking that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I think, but I'm
You're
not. I mean, I'm the least calisthenic person. I think. When I do try to do, I don't know. I'm quite good at weird stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it's not like something I'd go into. And like, but I got to give it all credit where like credit's due. Like we've seen some calisthenic people at Fit Expo, and I've got a different appreciation for them.
Mental.
Their physiques are unbelievable. Like these people aren't just like people that do pull-ups and they're like these skinny average humans that like they just because their body weight. These guys probably weighed. I mean, one of the guys there probably weighed about 100 and some kilos. Right, his core was like that thick per ab.
Just like
just
blocks.
He looked like a professional
triceps,
bodybuilder.
Like literally look like a
but
bodybuilder.
He's doing like 100 muscle ups with weights on his legs.
Yeah,
and he looked. Honestly, I mean, you see like is it Matt Fraser or something? He does the thing. I mean, he looks crazy. He's what does he do? He's a CrossFit. But these calisthenics, they're another level. Like the fitness and the strength they have is insane.
Yeah,
so
mental.
big up to the calisthenics. So
calisthenics for me, like I said, it's really, really impressive. And that was the first thing that I ever watched to do with fitness was calisthenics. I think his name Austin Brown or something. Maybe I'm absolutely fucking that up. But I'm just made up a name. I started watching him on YouTube and he was all to do with calisthenics, pull-ups, push-ups, hanging planks, everything. And I was absolutely in love with it. And especially if you're young and you don't have access to a gym, I could not recommend something more than calisthenics. Like, I actually didn't realize the physique you could build from it till we went to Fit Expo.
Oh, it's insane.
Like, so it's so good, and it's really good for like obviously your mobility and everything like that. So I've got nothing but respect.
It's the
and
perfect
sort of admiration.
starter thing, if you want to call it calisthenics. It's probably the perfect start thing for some young kid.
It's not satisfied with their physique.
You can't get into the gym, maybe too young, or like just wants to start doing something. Get yourself a little Argos pull-up bar. You know, get yourself some little like press up things on the floor, and just start going nuts on them.
And start going nuts,
and you will get stronger.
Just start fucking squaring up to them and everything.
Yeah, just like, you know, just give it a little headbutt and fucking go for it. You know?
Just absolutely smash it. But yeah, no, calisthenics is sick. It's actually nuts. I'd love to be able to just do like a fucking backflip off it and muscle up and
it's crazy,
land on that.
Yeah, definitely be sick, wouldn't it?
What do you mean?
What? Yeah.
Land on that.
Land on that.
No, that.
This guy. Fucking sus.
You go, let's get clipped. You go, yeah, be sick, wouldn't it?
He's the sussest person I've ever met, I think.
No, let's not be ridiculous. Let's not be ridiculous.
Yes, a grip.
But yeah, Anyway, I thought this. I wrote this down because it's absolutely hilarious. Me and Ad were in the gym earlier, with Luke. He left early because he was having a shit session. But Ad's walked from the deadlift platform, like from the weight area to the deadlift platform. You banged his toe on something, and he's like, "I broke my toe. I broke my toe." No, wait. He goes, "I broke my toe." He's panicking. He's like, "Whoa. Whoa, this feels really weird." And I go, "What? What are you on about?" And he gets his like sock, and the sort of lining you have at the top of your sock to sort of define as the top of your sock. That's like wrapped around and it's touching the bottom of his toe. And he's like, "My foot feels really weird, mate. My toe feels really weird." And it seems like that. It feels like there's a ball on the bottom of it, and it's the indent of his sock touching the bottom of his toe, and he's freaking out like on the verge of a panic attack. And it's just because the bottom of his sock is touching
No,
his toe.
You're making me sound real weird.
No. He's freaking the fuck out. Like he's literally sat down. No, Ben. Yeah. Feels really weird. I've never felt anything like this in my life.
Out of my toe.
You look like the bone was sticking out. Yeah, and it's the bottom of his
no,
honestly.
You don't understand. I don't trust me. You. In my honestly. Head, yeah. It's like, do you know what I mean? I felt like I had a marble stuck to the end of my toe. And I was walking around, it's like, it's not going. Oh my God, like, this is the end of my toe. Like,
the end of my toe.
It was numb as well.
Well, yeah, it was the end of your toe.
Yeah,
right at the end.
Stubbed right at the end of my toe. Like, and this bar was just sat there, bang, straight on my toe. And
I was just sat there, like, in the way.
He's just in my way.
Yeah.
Looking at me funny, fucking kicked me in the toe. Fuck you. Right.
What, the bar?
Yeah, fuck the bar.
Yeah, but is it still hurting now? How's the toe now?
Yeah, it's gone back to normal because my sock's not on the end of my toe anymore.
It's all right now.
It's all right.
Not hurting.
No.
Feels normal.
The thing is right.
You're not wearing socks again, are you?
No.
No socks.
I'm going to have to go barefoot.
Yeah. Honestly, I've got literally... That's... I've got nothing to right now. Is there anything else you're thinking about? What you want to say? I reckon... I'm going to look at Reddit. Bear with me a sec.
Yeah.
I think it'd be... Like, we always do these on... I always do these with Ad online. When we're on like the Xbox, the PC, would you rather's. I'm gonna read out some would you rather's.
Well, while he's looking at that, I'm just gonna show you guys. See my legs, nice and white. You know, look at the tan difference in it, Ben. Look at the color difference between my arms and my legs. What the fuck is going on there?
That is ridiculous, isn't it?
I'm ready.
Would you rather get shot in the eye by the most powerful Nerf gun?
Right.
So basically, a gun. If it's the most powerful one, it's probably going to be
pretty... hurts quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Hitting the testicles with a bowling ball. Let tarantulas crawl all over you.
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
Get tased / pepper sprayed in the eyes. Obviously, like a proper, 10 seconds. Yeah, so either get tased and pepper sprayed. No. Tased and pepper sprayed.
Oh.
So electrocuted and pepper sprayed. Yeah. Or drink a cup of someone else's piss.
Oh, just drink the piss.
Would you?
Think how easy that is. Like, oh yeah, I'll just let tarantulas.
What do you mean?
Well,
what do you mean? Think how easy that is?
Well, because you just drink it. You know, you might taste a bit jank, but you're right, wouldn't you? Like, I'm not letting tarantulas. 100%, they're never climbing on me. You put a tarantula in me, you'll have no eyes left yourself. Right? I'm not getting tased or pepper sprayed, and I'm not shooting myself in the eye with the fucking most powerful Nerf gun. I just drink your piss.
Okay. Would you rather be permanently able to have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 500 years into the future?
For how long?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 500 years.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
what would you think you'd be able to achieve with that 10 minutes?
Well, I just win the lottery.
Okay.
I don't know, I do some weird shit. I knew
what do you mean?
In the future. Like, if I knew someone was going to walk somewhere and they weren't looking, I just get ready for them to walk past and put my foot out so they tripped over and stuff.
But why would they not see your foot?
Or they were going to sit down, because I'd see in the future they didn't look to sit down in that chair, and then I just put a pin on the chair.
But would you not change the course of reality by then putting your foot there?
Okay, yeah, well, just say someone sat down on a gym bench without looking, but because I seen they weren't looking, I put a pin on that bench and they sit on the pin.
So you wake up one day,
yeah.
Boom, superpower, you can see 10 minutes into the future, you think, I'm going to go simply gym, stick pins on the benches.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which you could do if you couldn't even see 10 minutes into the future.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't know what I could
This is
do.
what I mean.
Or like, do you know, like if I knew I was gonna have like, I could do loads of stuff.
Like what?
I don't
What are
know.
you
Like
doing in
I
10
could
minutes?
save the planet or someone. Like I'd go like see if someone's gonna get mugged in 10 minutes, and then I'd jump out like when they're about to get mugged and go, "Come on then."
How
Like
are you seeing it then?
I'm Future Man.
So you can see everyone. You're saying in 10 minutes, not into your own future. Then you can see other people's 10 minutes.
Oh wait, is this like a 10-minute into like just my future? Or can I just
into
like
your surroundings?
yeah?
Let's
How
say.
would that work? I can't. Like, yeah. Oh. I don't know. I'd save a cat or something. I don't know what. Who does what in 10
I'd
minutes?
have a look into 500 years just to see. It would blow my mind. I reckon.
Nah, because I just have a panic attack. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because what's going to benefit me in 500 years? Because I'll be dead.
No. You've like transformed. And you're like. Whoa.
Well, I can. So I remember the
dream.
whole 500 next years.
No. 500 years from now. So it's.
So you don't remember that year that you went to?
No, you can remember it, but you're only there for. Like you just. Let's say you're just seeing glimpses of what it's like, what it looks like.
Oh, that's fucking shit. Honestly.
Okay. Okay. Would you rather be a superhero?
Mm-hmm.
This hasn't got a lot of upvotes, so it might be shit. Would you rather be a superhero that can... Right, that is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Right, here we go. I'm going to ask you one, actually. I'm going to think of one, just absolutely nuts one, and just go with it. Would you rather... You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's me. Let me think.
Yeah, you're fucking stupid. Isn't
Would
it?
you rather have all your foreskin pulled off
Yeah.
by hand? So you got to just stay on the
What,
chair.
if you wrench it off?
Yeah, no, someone else is doing it. You just got to stay on the chair, or just like a pit, like I don't know, like just a whole floor is filled with like skin tax, not skin tax.
Skin tax.
The
That's just disgusting.
whole floor is filled with like tax, like wall tax.
Yeah.
And like screws and like Lego and like mouse traps, and you've just got to fucking just stomp in like a whole way around the room for like 30 minutes. Just going,
30 minutes?
yeah, and you're just like punching.
Oh,
the
the
floor.
foreskin's gone.
Huh?
I'm going Jewish.
You haven't. No, but you've got no flash left on your penis at all.
I don't want to stand on Lego for 30 minutes. They're going to sit on Legos.
No, you're punching it. Your elbow dropping it like Batista, or you're
Yeah,
like
no chance. Rip my foreskin off.
you're having it
Because
taken off.
it's like a well, it's not temporary. It's probably a lot of pain. But like after, I'll just have to be circumcised. Whereas
You
like,
don't think that foreskin will last longer than 30 minutes?
yeah, but then Lego stamping on Lego is like hours of pain just in one stamp, isn't it? It's just pure ag.
Condensed.
It's like the most pain. If you ever stood on Lego, you'll know it's like standing on a knife. It is though, isn't it? It's like you ever stepped on a plug?
Yeah, that's bad.
Fucking hell!
I don't
like-
think Lego's that bad.
Oh, it fucking is.
Do you
Stand like a long bit, like on the old connector bob.
on a long bit, stand on a little builder's head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll fucking know about
Yeah,
it. Like,
trust me. You've seen that? Have you seen that picture of someone that's still on a plug, and they've just got like the plug coming out the top of their foot?
I don't, so I'll go crazy. Go
Crazy.
like Edit. I go like Edit. Don't.
But yeah, guys, honestly, thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed the first episode. We've like literally
Just chat a load of shit.
just absolutely waffled. I'm glad that the first segment of the video was us being serious, because that is probably the last bit of seriousness that's going to come out of the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, that's not bullshit.
Unless
yeah,
obviously some people have got topics we can go into, but like,
that's serious. Yeah,
and like we're gonna have people on, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be cool.
yeah,
And that's gonna be exciting for you guys because you won't just see us two chatting a load of crap.
exactly. But like, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and obviously taking the time to listen to us, especially with our first episode. Obviously, no one knows what to expect with it. But yeah, if you did enjoy, obviously, like, subscribe, comment what you want to see next. Follow us on
All our
Instagram,
socials,
TikTok. Yeah, let us know in any of the social comments or DMs if there's anything you want us to talk about or do, or any questions you want us to answer.
Or even like something we can improve on.
Yeah, something we can improve on. Yeah, you think, oh, that's a bit, I don't know.
Yeah, we're open to options. We're new to here as well.
Yeah, tech stuff. Don't tell me I should like get a face transplant or something. That's
well, I should get like a speech teacher.
I should really have speech therapy.
Yeah, like, or something like that.
No worries.
That's really horrible.
Thank you. Yeah, but honestly, yeah, bear with us. Trust me, it's only up from here in terms of like, especially the setup, like the big sign and the LED lights and stuff like that, and in terms of like guests that will come on, and sort of topics that we were planning to dive into. Like this is shit as it gets, really.
Yeah,
so
we're just running on.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, we're just trying to show you who we are, and
you know how it goes. Yeah, literally, we've never done anything like this before. I've like live streamed and stuff before, but it's completely different doing like a pre-recorded thing. But yeah, thank you for hearing us out. Tuning in. Yeah, to ENNIT MUSH. Like I said, hang in there. It's only up from here. It's gonna get a lot better. A lot better. And yeah, honestly, some of the people we got lined up on, you guys are really gonna be excited for it. And if you're a creator yourself, and you think I've got
I've got
a cool story or cool few stories, or I'm quite an interesting person, let us know. Or if there's someone that you think is an interesting person,
or if you just want to meet us. Well,
does one podcast like people want to meet me?
They want to meet me. They might want to meet
my fans.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be my fan, hopefully.
And if you follow Ad's Instagram and like our personal Instagrams, screenshot the picture of, see where his hand is meeting his leg, screenshot that ratio and just spam his DMs with it. We'll absolutely love that. But yeah, anyway, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, post notifications on. We'll be on Spotify, I think possibly Apple Music too. I'm not sure, audio versions. Spotify, if you want to sort us out with deals, so we can have a little video on the screen as well. There's only like 2 podcasts in the
maybe we might send some people to sleep.
I spent all my life savings on a podcast, and but no, yeah, like I said, I've said like 37 times now. Thank you. We will see you in the next one.
ENNIT MUSH. ENNIT MUSH.
See you in a bit.
Adios, amigos. Bro, let's not talk, man.